We welcome everyone back to the 2015 NAIA Division I Women's Basketball National Championship presented by Susan G. Komen Greater Kansas City. You're looking live at the Independence Event Center in Independence, Missouri. Tonight, it's late night from the Independence Event Center. Game number 8 of day number 3. Yes, we will have 24 games in the book. Game started on Wednesday night. We are just a matter of about 90 minutes from being finished with 3 days of wall-to-wall action. Game number 8 today features the number 2 seed Bethel Lady Wildcats from Tennessee with a record of 31-3. And they will square off against the Concordia Eagles from California, a 24-6 overall record. Dallas Ackerman, Ward Mershon with you courtside. And Ward, let's go ahead and finish day number 3 in style. Maybe we'll have us a barn burner here from Independence.
We've seen 7 already today. Looking for another 8. Great game on the day.
The two teams just about to get introduced to the crowd that has settled in here from the Independence Event Center. And we will give you the starting lineups in just a moment, but really wanted to just focus on a key player from each team, which these teams definitely have that. For Bethel, it would be the young lady wearing number 32, Taylor Foster, a 5'10 senior out of Madisonville, Kentucky. Averages 23 points and 8 rebounds per game. We will most likely be calling her name a lot tonight. The head coach of Bethel is Chris Nelson in his 9th year, quickly moving upon the 200 win total in his career. For Concordia, let's put a big highlight on the name of Janice Peterson. She's number 13. She's a 6'1 senior from San Francisco, California, averaging 21 points, 5 rebounds a game. So Foster and Peterson will be weighed on heavily by their respective teams.
Yeah, both teams having only 3 players averaging in the double figures in points. Definitely both teams have many players that they'll look to tonight to step up for their team.
I mentioned the two teams being introduced here. As you see Concordia coming out in their green uniforms. Kind of look like the Baylor Bears, don't they?
Got that mix of green and gold.
And Brittany Stafford, Jasmine Crawford, Katie Ogden join Janice Peterson for the Concordia Eagles. Again, the head coach of Concordia is Tricia Stafford Odom in her 2nd year, 35-21. The record for Coach Stafford Odom.
This is Bethel's 6th appearance in the NAIA Championship Tournament. For Concordia, it's their 2nd. Concordia lost in 1997, was its last and only appearance before this year.
Wow.
Lost to Lewis and Clark State 90-68. So they look to kind of already with a win in the first round, look to keep advancing to the quarterfinals.
These Eagles coming from Irvine, California, while Bethel from McKenzie, Tennessee. Pretty large student enrollment for Bethel, 5,300. They're in between the circle, partner. We're underway here from the Independence Event Center. Mentioned Concordia in those bright green uniforms, while Bethel, they are out here in the cream and purple as we're going to have an early foul called on Concordia, and it's going to be a shooting foul, and that will send Jacqueline Street to the line to shoot 2.
Kind of a different start than last game. Last game didn't see a free throw for majority of the first half, and already 15 seconds gone by.
Mariah McKenty also out there for Bethel. Street able to convert the second one. So 1-0 here, about a half minute expired in our final game of the day. Long three, that baby a draw rain out there from Peterson. So Concordia comes up empty on their first possession. Now Bethel splitting 2 defenders there with Street. She has all 3 of the game's points in this opening minute.
It's a way to finish in traffic from Street.
Left-handed shot, left elbow, no. Here comes Bethel on the run out. Drake lays it in.
Bethel's looking to push the tempo early on.
I don't think Concordia can allow this to go on much longer until they think about grabbing a timeout.
Yeah, you'd think if Bethel scores another point, Concordia's going to think about calling one.
Now we're going to have a hand check foul out here near the top. I believe they're going to get Street on this one. This one going to go out, stay with Concordia. You look at these Concordia Eagles, 22-6, now 23-6. They ran through their conference at 14-2. Bethel a little bit out of control here, but able to gather it in as Mariah McKenty. Now nifty ball handling from Williams. Williams out of Hopkinsville, Kentucky, averaging 10 a game. Look who got loose underneath. It's Taylor Foster. We told you about her in the opening segment, averaging 23 a game, now on the board. Here's a long three-pointer that comes up short for Crawford. Ball loose underneath and grabbed by Foster.
Concordia, team that shot 32% from behind the arc this season, already trying to attack that part of their game, shooting 2, but they're 0 for 2 from the 3-line.
Not the start Concordia wanted here. Now they're going to go backdoor and another 2 for Foster, and there's the timeout that we were wondering about. Not even 3 minutes in, and Bethel has raced out to a 9-0 lead here.
Bethel's just making it look easy. Their ball movement, just how quick they're getting up the court, playing really relaxed. I think that's one thing Concordia, that Coach Odom's going to be telling her team, just to kind of relax a little bit as we take another look at Bethel's points. Going up in traffic was Street.
You look at Bethel, they had a nice run last year. They actually made it into the quarterfinals before losing to a very talented Freed Hardman out of Tennessee team. Of course, Freed Hardman making noise again this year. They're already in the quarterfinals, and I'm sure they have championship on their mind as they are only 3 wins away from doing that. But Bethel last year defeated the Masters out of California and Baker from Kansas before being knocked off by Freed Hardman. 6 appearances overall for Bethel. They have come out swinging here in this opening few moments of the game.
Yeah, they're 4 for 4 from the field, shooting 100% already to start this game. 8 of the 9 points coming from the paint, the other one from the free throw line.
Let's see if Concordia comes out of that timeout refocused. They're going to post up down low. Shot would not go. Staying after it and fouled on a follow was September Offit. Street just picked up her second. Ten points a game for Offit. And the shutout continues to be pitched by Bethel. Two misses. Ball loose underneath and pulled out of there by Williams. Concordia maybe going to hope to have their defense turn into some offense here, and they're going to have a bump and a foul. I believe that is on Ogden. Yep, Ogden just picked up her first and the second team foul on Concordia here in the opening 3.5 minutes. Bethel looking to show some patience. As I say that, a three, a little bit long, and it spits out long, and the rebound grabbed by Street. Ooh, maybe getting a little separation off the push-off was Foster. Bethel continues to stay after it at the offensive end. And Offit just picked up her first, and here's Bethel going back to the line for two more. The iron not being kind here to either team.
Drake, a 54% free throw shooter.
Well, she's off the mark on two there, and back to Concordia. Here's Shimone Pearson, sophomore out of Ridgely, Tennessee. Well, when you see these droughts go on for several minutes, you just kind of feel the team just continue to press even more. That basket starts to look like a thimble. And here's another turnover.
Seems like teams, whenever they kind of get behind like that, they kind of do the opposite of what they need to do. They just need to kind of relax and take a breath, but instead they're anxious to get on the board.
Lucky for Concordia, it's only 9-0 as Bethel's had some opportunities to add to it. There's a nice, strong spin and score. Foster. If she starts picking it up, it may be lights out early on here in our final game of the day.
Averaging 22 points, or 23, already with 6.
And another miss. This one off the mark for Peterson, the leading scorer for Concordia, but now Bethel throws it away as we're 5 minutes in. We'll see if Ty J. Chevrolet is going to give Concordia a little spark. Oh, boy. When it rains, it pours. As Peterson just nailed a three-pointer, but they call a foul just before, an offensive foul to give it back to Bethel.
Right when you think Concordia is going to finally get on the board, gets called with an offensive foul.
Bethel works into the front court here with Williams in the corner. Here's Pearson, three, and it goes. Shimon Pearson makes it a 14-0 start for Bethel. And we come up on 6 minutes gone by. Now a three, and this one's gonna count for Peterson. And a quick rebound by Stafford. So here comes Concordia, forcing the issue. Shot missed by Crawford. Bethel. Oh, that's a pretty strong move there. Shimon Pearson shook off the defender and brought it home. Another three on the way, this time off the mark by Crawford, and the long rebound run down by Williams.
Concordia is still forcing some shots that they don't need right now. They just need to kind of work the ball inside. Keep trying
Good move, not able to finish though was Williams. But we do have a foul underneath. So Bethel, even when they miss, they're all over those misses. And for this one, it's going to wind up with 2 shots for Drake, who missed 2 a little earlier. Boy, 5 rebounds early on for Williams. Concordia gonna get Zoe Goss in there, a freshman out of Santa Clarita, California. Second free throw goes for Drake. And the lead builds to 15, and we have not even played 7 minutes. Boy, frustrating start for Concordia, to say the very least.
Seems
but
like
on the other side, you have to credit Bethel for them coming out the way they have.
Yeah, probably not a start that Coach Nelson probably thought about either. He probably didn't imagine his team being up 15 points against a solid Concordia team. Just having a slow start tonight.
Ball partially deflected, grabbed out of the air there by Schenerve. Little pull up at the other end, and going to have a foul. This will send Peterson to the line for 2. Pearson just picked up her first for Bethel.
Concordia shoots 64% from the line. Not as good as Bethel at 67%. It's able to knock
Peterson
down.
salvages that trip with a make. Moving up on 12 minutes here in the first half. There's a turnover.
Only the second turnover for Bethel.
Little pull up, got stuck in the crease there, Peterson. Bethel looks to run out. 2-on-2, now 3-on-2. Nifty move in the open court by Montessia Williams. Sophomore averaging 10 points a game. There's a nice move. September Offit now in the scorebook. Jumper, right elbow goes. That looked easy. Taylor Foster with 8 first half points.
Yeah, Bethel's just looking Like it's not too hard on the offensive end. Up 22-6.
Trying to create. Peterson off the miss, and we'll have a foul. Street going to come back in for Bethel. Crawford back in for Concordia. And we're going to have a 30-second timeout called by Concordia. Well, not to put you on the spot here, Ward, but from what you've seen, you've been here a whole lot the last 3 days. Is there a team of the field that remains that jumps out at you that would be your pick to cut the nets down, take the big trophy home Tuesday night?
You know, not to kind of play favorites with the game that we're covering right now, but I think Bethel has a good shot to go pretty far in this tournament. Also, Oklahoma City, you know, coming off a championship last year, they're another good team that's been pretty consistent in this tournament.
Well, and you look at the way the seeds have played out. I mean, it's pretty much held the form. When you have the number 1 seed in the top half, there's a three-pointer. 3 from Peterson. That's her second one. So let's see if Concordia can't get going here a little bit. Try to claw their way back in it. You know the crowd that's neutral here, hoping to see this game tighten up a little bit.
Kind of a good ending to the second round.
Well, you were a part of that broadcast earlier on where Oklahoma Baptist trailed by 19. That had to feel like a game that was heading to a 25-point defeat. They just pulled one out of the fire.
Yes, anything's possible in this tournament.
And here you see Concordia. You get a hoop here. You get it closer to a 10-point deficit, but as I say that, we have an offensive foul.
Seems like every time we say something either happens or it's the complete opposite.
Offit guilty of that one. And we're going to go the other way. This one going to be called on Foster. That's her first, so maybe a bit of a makeup there. We have nearly played half of this first half here from the Independence Event Center. Another long day of basketball action here from Kansas City. There's Offit, strong move, but can't finish. Here's Williams. And there is Foster. Foster extending her range out for her first 3 of the night. And that one will not fall for Crawford. Ball out of bounds back to Bethel. Concordia going to try to mix things up a little bit here and try to throw some pressure at Bethel. Ooh, a lot of contact. No foul called. It will stay with the Lady Wildcats. Driving in Pearson. Offit picks up the rebound for Concordia. Peterson, short. This is Drake. Near takeaway. Bethel, though, able to keep it. Now they go corner. Great ball fake. 3 rolls just off for Foster and out of bounds.
Concordia needs to I think this possession's a good possession to get in a set offense. Try to get in double digits in this game.
And we're going to have a timeout called. It's going to be a full timeout this time, and will give me an opportunity to tell you that tonight's live web stream game broadcast on NAIAnetwork.com is brought to you by the City of Independence, Missouri Tourism Department. Independence, Missouri is the hometown of former United States President Harry S. Truman, and there is a lot to see and do in Independence. Make it a point to come out and enjoy this great venue here at the Independence Event Center and all the history and splendor that this great city of Independence, Missouri has to offer. And for anyone out there watching tonight that may be outside of the Kansas City area, that may be coming to the Kansas City area, I would highly encourage you to come out to Independence and the Independence Event Center. All kinds of events. This is a relatively new facility right off of I-70 here, not too far from the Truman Sports Complex, just a couple of miles away. And here you have professional hockey, you have professional soccer. A lot of concerts now take place in this venue. I think one of your favorites, Ariana Grande, was here just a few weeks ago. Mr. Mershon.
Yeah, you caught me.
Were you at that concert?
I was not.
No, you weren't.
Unfortunately.
But yeah, I would highly encourage folks to get out here to the Independence Event Center, and a lot of good restaurants right within walking distance. Just a good spot for this event.
Games start at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Last game tomorrow is at 8 o'clock.
There's a bomb thrown in by Peterson. She has 10. And you look at the score, and Concordia now just down 13. And I say just down 13. It looked like it was going to be about 30 just moments ago, but how about that for an answer?
Yeah, it seems like Bethel just always has an answer whenever Concordia scores, even if they don't.
There's a nice reverse wraparound for Carly Bishop. Bethel going to show some patience here, up 14. Good hands. We're going to have a steal for Peterson. 2-on-2. Peterson can't get that one to go, but look at Concordia scrap and fight, but winds up in the hands of Foster.
Nice defensive play by Peterson.
Oh, look at that spin. My goodness. Williams. Oh, those are WNBA-like moves in the open floor, but right back comes Concordia. Crawford for 2.
I think Concordia finally found their rhythm.
Wow, and this one just all of a sudden going up and down. Tyler Crockham going to come in for Concordia, seeing her first action. Very impressive, this Martesia Williams wearing number 5. She's one of those players with the ball in her hand. It looks like she's just running with the ball.
Only a sophomore. Coach Nelson has her for 2 more years. Only 2 seniors on this Wildcat squad.
Strong move and score. Brittany Stafford. Nice spin in the lane. Boy, Bethel, they go about 7 or 8 deep that can make moves like that. Drake with another 2. Players have to be getting tired out there, as it has been a fast up and down pace. The 3 would not go for Foster, and we're going to the other end. And that is actually the 8th team foul on Bethel. I beg your pardon, 7th team foul, but still will result in a 1-and-1 for Concordia. It will be Tyler Crockham. Crockham hailing from Pasadena, California.
Crockham, a 61% free throw shooter in the regular season.
If you're Concordia and head coach Tricia Stafford Odom, you're probably breaking this game into chunks, and you're looking here going, okay, there's just under 6 minutes to go. We're down 12. If they could get this game into the locker room at a single-digit deficit, you would have to think they would feel pretty good.
That's a good point. You don't want to look at it like you're down 12. You kind of, like you said, break it up in sections and get it back.
There's going to be a held ball, I would think, or do we have a foul? Wow, I thought that was going to be a held ball, and if it had been, it would have been Concordia ball on the alternate arrow, but instead it's going to be the 7th team foul on Concordia, so that will put Pearson at the line for 1-and-1. Tough break there for the Eagles of Concordia, and here's Mortessa Williams getting all but about a 45-second break. She's back out there. She's a player that the Lady Wildcats certainly need out on the floor as Pearson misses the front end. Boy, good drive, but not able to finish there was Crawford. Bethel might want to look to run in numbers. No. Kayla Sheets now into the game, a sophomore out of Jackson, Tennessee. Look out here. Foster, ball in hand, rolls off. Rebound, Stafford. Running the floor. Putting it in is Crockham. Ooh, getting away with a travel there may have been Williams.
Bethel can't get in a rush.
And a 30-second timeout called by Chris Nelson. So 4 minutes, 44 seconds. All of a sudden it is a 10-point game. Bethel 32-22.
Bethel once led 16-3. And 22-6, which was their biggest margin.
Concordia gonna get Janice Peterson, their leading scorer, back in there coming out of this timeout. Game has moved along nicely. The thing I have been impressed with is how they stay on schedule at this event too. Boy, when you have 8 games back to back to back to back, you could really get into some trouble with scheduling. If, of course, I guess if you'd have a couple of double overtime games, you wouldn't have much choice, but wow.
Seems like all the games getting over at a consistently rate throughout these past three nights.
Leaning in, shot wouldn't go for Crawford. Rebound, Williams of Bethel. There's a good look, top of the key, off the mark, Peterson. There's a little stop and pop and rolls in. Jasmine Crawford, give her 4. She averages 15.
Second leading scorer for the Eagles.
So another empty trip for Bethel, and Concordia races back. Look out here, 3 rattles in from the corner. three from Alana Allensworth from Corona, California, and all of a sudden look up their partner, a 5-point game.
Concordia's hit 4 of 7 3-pointers. Dallas, you have to believe that's been a big part of their comeback.
Who would have guessed this with still over 3 minutes and we're going the other way? An illegal screen away from the ball.
Definitely kind of a turn of events.
What a comeback by Concordia. I mean, this game started at what, 14-0, and Concordia didn't score for several minutes. Concordia and now right in it.
Finally found their rhythm.
Look at that left-handed shot put in. Janice Peterson, 14 first half points. Gonna have a foul coming up on Concordia's Carly Bishop. So this is gonna put Bethel at the line. Shannon Peterson gonna shoot a 1-and-1 as that's Concordia's 8th team foul. Pearson. Well, this has been a wild first half, one that you normally do not see, where one team dominates about the first 12, 13 minutes, and then all of a sudden it just turns on a dime.
Bethel led by 18 at one point. Now within 5.
Open look, drained. Katie Ogden gets into the act. Her first points, and it's a 2-point game. And a steal. Here's Peterson, 2-on-2 to the other end. Peterson follows her miss, and they've come all the way back to tie it up. An 18-point deficit gone. Great spin and score. Taylor Foster going back to work.
What a run by the Eagles. Now they just can't get in a rush and start turning the ball over.
That was just moments ago. I made the statement that Concordia may want to have a goal of making this a single-digit game at halftime. Well, they've not only done that, they may very well be in the lead at half. Unreal.
Peterson almost wanted that 3-pointer.
Oh, there's Peterson again. Rimmed in and out. And the rebound to Pearson. Ward is off to the sideline. Can't wait to hear what one of the coaches has to say to him as they head into the locker room. Shot clock moves to 10. Foster gets it out of there. Here's Williams creating. They're going to wave off the basket and call an offensive foul on Williams, out of control. Offit going to come back in for Concordia. You just have to tip your cap to Concordia. They were about to just completely get run out of here tonight. I doubt there were anyone in the building that thought they would make this game competitive after about the first 10 to 12 minutes. Gonna have a reach. That should send Peterson to the line for a 1-and-1. Pearson just picked up her 3rd, and that's gonna be a 2-shot foul now as it's double bonus time for the Eagles. Going to get a couple of subs in. it would appear, although they're still waiting at the scorer's table. And now they're actually, the official just came to the scorer's table, and they have now been given note that it is the 9th team foul on Bethel, so it is going to be a 1-and-1 rather than the 2 shots. So that changes things. Of course, Peterson at the line, a 77% free throw shooter, and just calmly drills it. We are tied again. 36 all, four-court pressure from Concordia. Shot off the mark. Foster a little bit frustrated as she comes up empty there. Difference of about 13 seconds. Shot the game clock. Three-pointer goes, and there's your first lead. Carly Bishop, the 3 for Concordia, and they have come all the way back and now have a lead inside a half a minute in the first half. Now down inside of 10. They play the ball to Foster. 3 seconds. Foster going to be bumped and fouled as she goes to the rim. Pearson picks up the foul. That'll be the 9th, so it'll be a 1-and-1 for Foster. She is yet to attempt a free throw tonight. This pretty much guarantees that Concordia will have the lead at halftime, and with the missed shot, it indeed will be a lead for Concordia in one of the more bizarre halves of basketball you will ever see. Bethel races out to a 14-0 lead, led by as many as 18 in the half, only to see Concordia come roaring back, and now they will take a 3-point lead into the locker room, 39-36. And before we head to the locker rooms, we're going to see if Ward Mershon can catch up with the head coach of the Eagles, Tricia Stafford Odom. And I believe Ward has tracked her down, and he has her standing by across the way.
We're joined here with Coach Odom, head coach at Concordia University. Coach, up by 3 now, trailed as many as 18 in the first half. What are your thoughts on your team's performance to fight back?
I am totally impressed with our will. We don't desire to go home tonight. We really don't. I think it's nothing but effort right now that has us in this ball game. I mean, this team is incredible. When you focus on one player, the other 4 kill you. And I think my team had to understand this team is in a position because they've earned it. Very good team. I'm impressed with my players, and I hope we continue the effort on defense.
Well, thanks, Coach, and good luck the second half.
Thank you.
Back to you, Dallas.
Thank you very much, Ward. What a wild first half. Again, Concordia trails by as many as 18 and now leads by 3. Unbelievable as you see some of the action from the first 20 minutes. We'll go ahead and step aside, take a break, catch our breath, and get ready for the second half here from the Independence Event Center, and this, the 2015 NAIA Division I Women Basketball National Championship.
Good. How are you guys? Hanging in there. I'm looking for my yeller and screamer. We need a yeller and a screamer. Hey, I don't think that team lost today, I saw it. He wasn't yelling.
Chevrolet, we value your time.
So when you come in for service, we'll have a loaner car ready to go.
That's just part of the extra value you'll get when you buy or service with us.
So if you want a Chevy,
think Cable Dahmer.
The most comprehensive genetic counseling program in the region.
Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit. Me get up, first shot, come strut walking. A little bit of humble, a little bit of cautious. Somewhere between like Rocky and Cosby's for the game. Nope, nope, y'all can't copy yet. Glad moonwalking, and this here is our party. My
We're joined here with Coach Nelson. Coach, your team down 3 at halftime, had a pretty good start to start the game despite Concordia coming back. Going into halftime and coming in the second half, what are some things you guys can do differently to come back out on top?
Well, we need to limit them in transition. You know, we were pushing the ball early, getting any look we wanted, and I thought we sort of went cold, sort of like last night in the second half. We just sort of went cold. They hit some threes. They hit 6 threes. They got hot. And then we quit pushing the basketball like we once were, but it comes back to us getting those stops. The game sort of slowed down because they got in the bonus. But, you know, I told our kids it's 20 more minutes. We got to come out with that same fire. It's a game of runs. You've seen it all tournament. Everybody comes back, so we got 20 more minutes.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck this second half.
All right, appreciate it.
Back to you, Dallas.
Thank you very much, Ward Mershon. I appreciate the head coach of Bethel, Chris Nelson, stopping by to visit with Ward. Has to be a little bit stunned after his team races out to an 18-point lead. It seemed for a moment that it was going to be a laugher here as his team would move into the quarterfinals tomorrow. And then all of a sudden you look up on the scoreboard and find yourselves not only with the 18-point lead, you're down 3. And that is where we sit now as we get set for the second half of play. It'll switch ends. Bethel will be working from our left to our right. And you can just see Concordia, just incredible amount of energy as they come out of the locker room. These first few minutes going to be critical for Bethel to see if they can look to get right back in this, maybe get the lead back. We'll find out here as I'll be rejoined by Ward Mershon here in just a moment. And we are underway here from the Independence Event Center. Final 20 minutes of the day. Hope you enjoy it. Should be a good one. Concordia off the alternate arrow, gets possession and the first crack at it here in the second half, but not for long as we're going to have a whistle and a illegal screen away from the ball. And here comes Concordia showing full court pressure. Shouldn't be much of an issue for Williams. Williams had a couple of good moves in the first half, but then went pretty quiet. They work it backdoor, nice pass across the lane, but good defense. Stepping over there was Offit to cut off Drake. Ball swiped from behind, out of bounds, so throw in for Bethel. Ward, welcome back to the table here. Good interview there at halftime with Coach Nelson of Bethel. He seemed to be somewhat in a good mental state despite coughing up an 18-point lead.
Yeah, he seemed pretty positive, and like you guys heard, he talked about, this is a tournament of runs. He says, he told his team that anything can happen, and there's going to be runs in this game. So he just told his team that, down 3 isn't nothing. So they'll be right back in this game.
Well, the one thing that his Lady Wildcats I don't think can afford would be another furious run like Concordia had at the tail end of that first half. Holy smokes.
And the only reason that didn't hurt the Wildcats because they were up so many. So now the game being a lot closer, they're going to have to go back to how they played earlier in the first half like they just did on that play.
Great find. Kenyatta Drake. She has 8. Makes it a 1-point game. That 3 off the mark and a rebound picked up by McKenty of Bethel. Here's Foster going down inside. Ball ripped out of there by Stafford. Leading scorers, both teams led by their top scorer, Janice Peterson of Concordia and Taylor Foster, both finished the first half with 16 points apiece. They go high post, spinning in the lane. Nifty move, but not able to finish there was Offit. Three-pointer on the way from the corner. That's an air ball. McKinney unsuccessful there. That's a 4 shot. Offit, though, comes up with it for Concordia. She has it in her hand. She gave it at least a thought of cranking up a 3 and thought otherwise. There's Offit in the post. Good find, left-handed jumper. Smooth there from Brittany Stafford.
That's what they need to do, just keep that ball movement. Nice find from Williams.
Nobody home. Drake from Williams. You mentioned Williams. That was the key. Head up, looking ahead. Easy 2 for Drake.
Eagles have to get back and defend their basket.
Oh, there's a bump and a foul. They're going to get Street on this one.
Street's 4th personal foul, and she's going to take a seat.
Allensworth in there for Concordia. Offelt, good position down low. She's doubled. May have got away with a travel, but they're going to score it for Offit now with 4. Open 3 from the left wing. Shimon Pearson, her second long one of the night to tie it up at 43.
Bethel shooting 37% from beyond the arc.
Offit's fouled, so back to the line for 2 more, where she missed 2 in the first half. Only a 60% free throw shooter.
You know, Offit's somebody who stepped up big in the first half, only 2 points in the first half, but played a big role defensively.
Looked good there. Offit with 5 points. 6'2" senior. So after we saw the series of runs in the first half, start to wonder if the two teams don't start staying close to one another the rest of the way. We're going to find out. Here's Williams going coast to score.
That's something we saw a lot in the first half, her going up and just laying it in soft.
More good position down low. Offit is presenting Bethel with a lot of challenges down in the post right now. Going to be a foul coming up on Bethel. As I talk about Offit, they're going to give her a breather as Tyler Crockham comes in.
You know, Bethel, not a very big team,